Welcome to this year's video training for Vacation Bible School, Picture Perfect. First of all, let me explain the title. During the time of the Old Testament, three figures dominated. Those three figures were the prophet, the priest, and the king. What we find in the New Testament is that they were foreshadows of the work of Christ in our life. In the New Testament, Jesus Christ is the perfect prophet who perfectly reveals God. In the New Testament, Jesus Christ is the perfect priest who perfectly sacrifices for us and sits at the right hand of the Father interceding for us. And of course, in the New Testament, Jesus is the perfect king who rules sovereignly over us. And so, since these three figures are a picture of Christ, and since he does each one perfectly, this year's title is Picture Perfect. Let me say just a few words of introduction to the lessons this year. First of all, as you get your material, the very first thing that will probably go through your mind is this. Boy, it's long. I don't know if I can get through this. I want to assure you, you can, and if you don't, it's okay. The lessons are long. The reason is that when I wrote them, I'd rather you have more material than less. You know, each teacher is different. Some move very quickly through the lesson. Some kind of sit and discuss a lot, and that's fine. Each class is different. I've had classes of children who won't say a word, and I've had classes of children who won't shut up. That's okay. You will have a time throughout the week to cover the material that you need to. The reason is because each of the lessons build upon each other. Let me explain. We find in Jesus being the perfect prophet that he reveals God's character to us and reveals God's will. What is God's will? That we come to know him and follow him. As the perfect priest, he provides the way that we can do that. He gives himself as a sacrifice. And also, he prays for us that we will come to know Christ. Finally, as king, he rules and determines our life. And so in each of these lessons, as they fit together, we will cover the most important things. And finally, on the fourth day, all three lessons are put together, so that if you miss one part, don't worry, the children will get it at some point. Also, I want you to know is that the lessons are a little bit long because I want this to serve as a track as it goes into the home. You know, we have many children here who are part of homes and never go to church, and because that this piece of literature is in their homes and maybe an opportunity for parents, for friends to pick it up and read it. And we want it to be full and thorough, and that's another reason why it's long this year. At the end of each lesson, there's a review. And by looking at the reviews, you can tell what you need to cover or what you ought to have covered. So don't worry. We appreciate you serving this year. We appreciate you teaching. Every blessing to you as you serve the Lord by teaching these children. Thank you. Lesson 1 will be coming up.